Hello little dreamers and grown-ups too. This is your cozy corner of calm, a soft little bedtime campfire to gather round every night. Tonight's stories are for anyone who's had a big day. Tonight on Benny and the Bedtime Clouds, a piano made of whispering clouds, a flock of sheep that counts the stars, a garden filled with forgotten hues, and a pond where petals play soft drums. These stories were originally created for a little boy named Arthur, the storyteller's son, as part of a quiet, magical bedtime ritual. Now they're shared with families everywhere who want a moment of calm and wonder before sleep. Every story is told by a real person, not AI, because bedtime should feel human and personal and full of heart. If you enjoy these gentle stories, please consider tapping like and subscribe. It helps this little channel grow, and we'll be right here every night. And to the amazing Little Dreamer Club, our subscribers, thank you. We're so glad to see you back again. Ready? Great. But before we start, let's do our sleepy breaths. Smell the strawberries. Blow the dandelions. There, that's better. Now we're ready for the stories. Benny and the Sky Piano. High above the world, where the air felt like a whisper, Benny the bear and his tiny mouse friend Pip floated on the back of their fluffy companion Ron. They drifted into a hush blue stretch of sky where the clouds hung still, as if holding their breath. Suddenly, a soft note broke the silence, a silvery ping, like moonlight landing on glass. More notes followed, delicate and dreamy, rising from a formation of small puffy clouds shaped like tiny creatures. Each cloud pressed down on invisible keys, creating a melody that shimmered through the sky, low and lullaby-like. Benny and Pip lay on Ron's back, eyes wide with wonder, as the music drifted through the air like ribbons of light. With each airy chord, Benny felt the world slow down. The notes wrapped around him in stillness, inviting him to breathe deeper until the sky itself seemed to hum with sleep. As the melody floated on, Benny's eyelids grew heavy, and he let go, gently carried into slumber by the song of the clouds. The end. Benny and the Sheep That Count Stars. As the evening stretched into a sleepy lavender sky, Benny, Pip and Ron drifted down toward a quiet meadow where tufts of woolly clouds brushed against the grass. There, they met Jim, a gentle frog who ran the sleepy weather station on a lily pad. But tonight, Jim had a different task, tending to a flock of dream sheep made of stardust and mist. "They're not for counting," Jim said with a drowsy smile. "They do the counting." One by one, the sheep leapt slowly over beams of moonlight, each whispering a number as it passed. 1, 2, 3. Benny watched, wide-eyed, as the sheep continued their slow, starry leap, their voices like breeze-kissed feathers. Overhead, the stars blinked back, twinkling in time with each number. Pip yawned. Wings dusted with moon dust. As the numbers rose and the sheep grew slower, the whole meadow seemed to exhale. Benny settled into a patch of velvet moss behind Ron and let the counting drift through him like a lullaby. With every whispered number, the night deepened. The end. Benny and the Garden of Forgotten Colours. Ron the Cloud floated through a strange archway made of pale, colourless rainbows, carrying Benny and Pip into a secluded, silent valley. This was the Garden of Forgotten Colours, where trees, flowers, and even the gently flowing river wore soft shades of white and grey. Yet the magic of the garden wasn't in what they saw, but in what drifted through the air. Moving slowly through the valley were mists of pure, quiet colour. There was a haze of first leaf green, a swirl of sleepy apricot from a long ago dawn, and a floating patch of giggle pink. Benny and Pip gazed in wonder as the colours wandered gently, never touching, each mist carrying a warm memory from some forgotten moment. The garden didn't speak, but it hummed with feeling. Benny nestled into a bed of white moss, Pip curling close beside him. Overhead, the soft mists drifted on, weaving above like a silent ballet. The colours didn't brighten the garden. They softened it, like memories you can almost remember. As Benny watched the dance above, his body grew still and slow. The quiet colour of dreams began to settle in his chest. And with one last look at the sky mist, he drifted into sleep. The end. Benny and the Willow Petal Drums. Drawn by a deep, soft thrum, 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 Benny, Pip and Ron arrived at a perfectly still pond, ringed by weeping willows. The surface of the water was blanketed with luminous lily pads, each one stretched smooth like the skin of a drum. As the evening breeze whispered through the willows, pale petals drifted down from the branches above. When a petal touched a lily pad, it released a mellow, resonant tone. Each pad had its own voice, some low and sleepy, others soft and warm, together weaving a slow, dreamy rhythm that pulsed through the pond like a nighttime lullaby. Benny and Pip lay down along Ron's fluffy edge, listening. The drum beats weren't loud. They were felt more than heard, like the hush of waves or a distant heartbeat. The sound settled deep into Benny's chest, sinking gently with his breathing. Petal by petal, note by note, the night played on. The rhythm became slower still, as if the world itself was winding down. Benny's thoughts began to float like the petals above the water. His eyes fluttered closed. The drums continued, soft and slow, as the stars shimmered overhead. The end. Good night, little dreamers.